to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now, because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to do at this episode is try to go deeper into the idiotic psyche of today's modern woman. What do I mean? I want us to look at why women prefer to throw their lives away behind a pookie, behind a bad boy, behind a thug, behind a street running thug. Why do women want bad guys instead of the good guys? So I'm going to put some black women up here, and they're going to try to explain to you why they were stupid, basically. This clip is being used out of fair use and for educational purposes. So let's go ahead and get into it. It's really weird.
So, yeah, well, if you don't already know, and if you can't tell, I'm actually not from like the hood, like the projects hood. I mean, I'm from the hood, but like it's like a hood around my neighborhood, but I'm not from like the projects or anything. I'm not sure if you could tell that, but anyway, I'm not. So I always, when I was younger, I just had this fascination. Not fascination. I sound like, never mind. Anyway, so I wanted to see what it was like, you know what I mean? To date, like, you know, one of those thugs, like, you know, like those thugs, like, and I know people are like, bad boys, you know, well, these, like, you know, like the kind that are like loyal. Like sometimes I think women go after the bad guys because, you know, like they're down, you know what I mean? Like they're killing people over colors, like they're like so true to their hood. They're like, you know, not saying B's or C's or crossing them out. They got tattoos on their face. Like these men, like will die for, like, they are so loyal. They are so loyal.
This is so stupid and delusional. Now, I can speak on it because I used to gang bang Crip. All right, so I can speak on it. As far as she talking about loyalty, I understand being loyal to your gang, loyal to your colors. But here's the thing you got to understand. What they don't want to always talk about. Some of those people in your set and your gang ain't really for you. They claim that Crip or blood, whatever it is. They'll ride with you. They go bang on somebody else. They go fight somebody with you and stuff. But behind your back, they'll try to sleep with your girl, especially if you go to jail. They'll be giving her straight pipe. All right, so if this is what she thinks, if that what a lot of these women think, she don't understand what loyalty is. Being loyal to a gang is different from being loyal to a woman. It just is what it is.
Right? And then you feel safe, you feel protected because they're like, wow, this person's over here dying over a bandana. So like, if he loves me, then, you know, he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like what up with it, you know? But yeah, it doesn't really work out like that. Like many of them are very abusive and they have a lot of problems, you know, from growing up, like with all these problems in their lives. And yeah, I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like dating, I don't know, like dating Tupac, and he's gonna be in the studio and he's gonna be giving me this like beautiful sonnets and Shakespearean poem.
That's because you're dumb. You're dumber than a Twix. That's what you are. You're dumber than a Kit Kat. A lot of these women fantasize and romanticize these things, and they have nothing to point at and say, look, this is how good this relationship is going to be because this happened to her. You don't ever find that. Dysfunctional people bring more dysfunctional stuff to your life. There's no way of doing that. No other way. Women are just silly. In my most humble opinion, just silly. You don't have no guidance. You don't got no one teaching you. You don't have discernment. Y'all, Lord knows, y'all don't got no good discernment or wisdom or judgment anymore. You just go with the flow. If it feels good, do it. And now you got all these trauma bonds. Y'all call it soul ties, but the real clinical diagnosis of that, in my personal opinion, would be trauma bonding. Y'all have trauma bonds. You have baby daddies, more than one, more than two, more than three. You have STDs maybe, A lot of y'all walking around with herpes. A lot of y'all walking around with BV. A lot of y'all walking around with all kinds of different things and stuff because you thought if you put yourself in a situation with a bad boy, good things will happen. Did you forget the word bad was in front of boy? Because you got with a bad boy, then bad things happen to you, fool.
But yeah, it wasn't like that. It was more like, oh shit, this is the place. Like, yeah. It wasn't safe for me. So I realized now that I love hood music, but I just don't like hood things. Like, I don't like the whole, like, all the murder that goes on, and I don't even like all the cussing. I don't really like all the loud noise, like the gunshot. Like, I don't like any of that. I just like the music, if that makes sense.
You are a moron. That would make sense to me. Everything you said, but you know what? There are women who are that gullible and stupid who believe that type of stuff, in my humble opinion. You find women come out of good families, good homes, and get with the bad boy, get pregnant, get STDs, get in a situation where the man is physically assaulting her, ruin her life, all because she thought it was going to be cool. Let's play this.
Growing up is realizing that I like thugs is immature. And I know there's a lot of men that don't understand why a lot of women go for the quote unquote thugs, the Pookie and Ray Rays and all of that. And when someone goes only just for thugs, it's usually somebody in their late teens, early 20s, maybe even like they're around like 24, 25.
That's not necessarily true, because I know a woman that's in her 40s that still mess with young dudes. Whenever she would cheat on her main man, a good man, she would go cheat with a dude that's in the streets. She would cheat with a dude, a bad boy, and they can say all they want. He can put it down. He can beat it up the way he wants to. The real thing is, you like trash. You like trash. You want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to have a good man that's going to provide for you. But the thing is, a man who provides for you, who is a traditional man, he is predictable. That what makes him successful. He has a routine. So there's going to be a whole lot of predictability. You want a bum. Only a bum. How can I say it? All bums are unpredictable. All bums, losers, trash, no good for nothing dudes. And I've been in jail. I've been in these dudes, but I'm going to be real with you. That's why I speak from it. They don't have a routine. They don't have a constructive routine. They don't have a routine where they bettering themselves. They have routines where they try to take shortcuts. They try to make money quick. How to get the most they can for least amount of effort. You like trash. And I'm going to tell you something. In my humble opinion, only trash likes trash. So you have to fix your heart. It just is what it is, man.
And that stuff really wears off by the time like you're in your late 20s. If it hasn't worn off and you're still chasing after thugs and stuff, then I don't know what to say. But really, the only reason why, like, a lot of times that women go for these thugs, and why girls go for that whole thug persona, instead of the like polished, more put together men. And I know a lot of them, they go like, most women go for the thug type, the whatever. They go for those guys because a lot of times those guys offer some things. They're unpredictable, so that means that they're fun. And you never know, like, any day could be a different type of day for them. They pretty much follow their own rules. They're not like conforming to society because,
Everything she said describes a criminal. A person who doesn't follow the rules, doesn't conform to the norms of society. Always unpredictable. Always on shaky ground. You like criminals. You like thugs. That's what that is. Name one criminal that isn't any of those things.
They just do their own thing, and then they offer this whole feeling for women that like they're protected, because you feel like if somebody tries you, then your thug boyfriend is going to step in
and get his ass whooped. That's what's going to happen. But let me tell you something, man. I've been on both sides of the track, from going to jail, being extradited from state to state, to who I am today. And let me tell you something. Good men, some good men are reformed criminals, men who actually change their ways. Good men understand how to control themselves and use violence if they need to preserve something, to protect themselves, their family, or whatever. Just because a dude ain't gonna put his hands on you at the first sign of disrespect does not mean that that man's weak. He got controlled rage. So when you're a pookie and run them streets, you have uncontrolled rage. You are just as emotional as the women that we talk about in the manosphere. Because most so-called thugs and gangbangers are highly emotional. This is why if you step on somebody's shoe, they're ready to pull out that strap and end you. This is why if you look at somebody, not trying to be disrespectful, but looking at them, they take it the wrong way and want to fight you. That is the emotional mindset of a woman. And I've been there. I thought that. But when you have a man in your life, or you have good men in your life, they teach you that that's not the way to go. Men act like women today. And I'm not talking about them arching their eyebrows, which is weird, putting fingernail polish on their nails, which is weird, wearing skinny tight pants, that's really weird. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about their mindset, their behavior. They have no emotional intelligence. They act like little children. I'm talking about the men right now, this part here. And this woman thinks just because a man is aggressive that means that he has masculinity. A lot of women and men also mistake aggression and violence for manhood. That's not manhood. A man knows how to control himself and protects what he needs to protect when it's the right time to protect it, if it absolutely has to happen. So for all you women out there looking for a dude to protect you when you wild out, because she said right then, if someone run up on me, shut your damn mouth and stop causing problems, then he wouldn't have to protect you.
He's gonna protect you, he's gonna do something. So it's like you feel like you're always, going through something really exciting on a day-to-day basis. That's typically why a lot of women go for that. And especially because society, culture is like pushes more of the, the hip hop culture and hip hop and basically. And for a woman who likes thugs and bad boys, just the regular guy, he's just a bit too, like, I don't know. He probably doesn't seem like the type of guy that's gonna step in, protect her, who's going to who's gonna be like fun or unpredictable or whatever. So that answers that question. Like I said, this is something that typically most women do like in their late teens, early 20s, like around, and then it stops around like age 25 maybe. But yeah. And like I said, they feel like those guys offer protection because, women want to feel like small, like, oh my gosh, like, if a man steps in for you or whatever, then you feel like, the woman taken care of. But, on the flip side, the other guys who are not the thugs or whatever, you don't know if they're going to get to that same level of anger if somebody tries you. You don't know if they're gonna fold, if they're gonna let people push them over. So
In other words, she's trying to say that she think good, decent men may be punks, scary, cowards. And she keeps bringing up if someone tries you. Most people don't walk around just trying people like that. Okay? I know there are men who disrespect women. I know there are women who disrespect women. Okay, now she's talking about I don't know if you'll get to that same level of anger and you fool. There's all kinds of ways of solving a situation without going to violence. Because every time I hear her talk, she's talking about someone being violent to protect her. You can leave with your lady. Just leave. If there's a situation going on, you do not have to check everybody. Look, we live in a world where everybody gets disrespected in their life. Even in the scriptures, even Jesus said, offenses will come. There are going to be people who will be offensive to you. How are you going to handle that? Are you going to treat it with cussing them out, beating them up? See, I'm speaking to you from an older man. This is older man wisdom. This is not young man wisdom. So a lot of young people may not want to hear what I have to say, but let me tell you something, Sonny. I know more about being younger than you do about being older. If you're 20-something years old, you can't tell me about 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. But I can tell you about being 20 because I've been there. You get what I'm saying? Women like this are stupid. These are women who have no brains, man. And they push you to be as stupid as they are. Men who have something to lose do not react violently quickly. Men who have car notes, a mortgage, a career, a job, pets, family members, people who depend on them, do not react in a violent way just because his lady got disrespected right then. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Because if he goes to jail, he lose everything. She may lose everything because he lost everything. A man who has wisdom tries his best to get out of that situation, but there are times when you can't. During these times is when you, as she say, crank up your anger, then you go into protection mode, and then you do what you think you need to do. That's the difference between a mature, decent man and a immature, emotionally unbalanced young boy in a man's body. One is mature, the other is not.
So, a lot of times that's why some of these girls go for the thugs, because they see them as, I guess, like alpha. I guess that's what it is. But when you get older, you realize that some of that stuff is just childish. A lot of these thugs are immature and have not matured yet. That's the only thing that I would say about that. And it gets tired and boring, and they don't really offer much of anything. So when you get older, in your late 20s heading to your 30s, you realize these things. But that's typically why these girls go for thugs, just FYI. Because once you're in your 30s and once you have maybe accomplished, maybe gotten some degrees, and done so many things and you're doing well in your career and stuff like that.
Afterward, what she meant is after you hit the wall in your 30s, after you became I'm such an independent Black American queen, I don't need no man, I got all my degrees. Now you done spent and wasted all of your best years of your life. You done had your womb tore into by many men. More men have been in and out of your vagina like ants go through an anthill. Now you want to say, hey, I want to lead the thugs along and get a good, decent man with all this mileage on my hodometer.
Things and you're doing well in your career and stuff like that. A thug, you can't have an intelligent conversation with a thug. You want to talk about real estate. You want to talk about investing. You want to talk about traveling and stuff like that. And then once your mind has started maturing, ladies, them thugs that you're dealing with, they're not gonna catch up with you. So it will wear off, and it's like a phase. And I don't know, a lot of times some of these women that do like thugs, their daddy was a thug, their uncles, some of their best friends and from their neighborhood or whatever, they all like that. So that's what they know. So that is also an aspect. That's all they know. That's all they're used to. But yeah, the thug thing gets old because you get older and you want to talk about so many different things and you want to excel at different things and levels in your life. And that thug thing will keep you stagnant. Just FYI, girls who like thugs, it's just a phase and you can get over it. And if you don't think you can, sweetie, you can.
My. It's just a phase. It's just a phase that you want to be pulled out and trashed out. Anyway, the lady is warning y'all about, well, I'm warning you too about thugs. Ladies, you need to get out the mustard and catch up to what I'm saying. Because honestly, you destroying yourselves. Ain't got nothing to do with me or any other gentleman out here. Not at all. Anyway, live stream today at 5:15 Central Standard Time. 5:15 this Sunday, Central Standard Time live stream. And the topic today is going to be about knowing when to walk away. It's a good topic. Knowing when to walk away from your job, your girlfriend, your friends, your family. We all need to understand and master how to know when we need to walk away, because a lot of times we keep ourselves in situations longer than we should, painful situations, because we did not know when to walk away. So a lot of you want solutions. I do that on Sundays. Sundays when I give my insight to help edify you, build you up, and help you see things differently. That's my solutions to you on a whole lot of stuff. On a weekday, I'll do a live stream. The live stream would be about probably a live reaction video. But on Sundays, I like to share my insights, my philosophy, and the wisdom that I've received over the years of being 46 years old this upcoming October. So tune in. Oh, also, I got to give a shout out to Cap Socials Network. He did a show like this about the same situation, and I watched it and I said I want to give my take on it. So his name is Derek. Check out his channel, Cap Socials Network. All right, or Capri Social Network. It's one of the two. I'll see y'all later.